Hello guys, and welcome to another video with me, Ossy. And in this video we will take a look at this carrot farm behind me. As I built this one, this is my design, and it works inside one chunk. So what is more special about my one than this one right here? That is what we will take a look at in this video. So this one right here is the normal standard carrot and potato, beetroot and all of those farms. It's basically the maximum area that a villager can farm in. And the villager stand up here, and this villager down here throws an item inside here, and it falls down and gets collected. So why do I don't want to build this? Yes, because if you see right here, there's no villager, and that's because Minecraft is a bit weird when it comes to chunk borders. So if I take a look at F3G, you can see the chunk borders right here. So when entities are inside a chunk border, or like just on a chunk border like that, you can see the hitbox too. Sometimes the villager gets saved in both chunks, and sometimes not in either of the chunks. So what have happened here is that the villager have stood in the chunk border, and he didn't get saved in either of the chunks because it was too laggy for the game. So I came up with this chunk design, and this uses just inside one chunk. So there is no chunk borders or anything that the villager can get duped or disappear. So that's why this one is much better. So I AFK'd 24 hours to see what the rates was for my chunk one, and I came up with right here is 45,800 items per hour, and that's both of these two. So I divided it by the amount of layers I had. So I have 94 layers, and I got the result 487 items per hour. So this means that every layer right here, if I take a look at it closer, so every farmer that farms in this region here gives an output of 487 items per hour. So I did the same thing on the normal one to see what the rates was on that one. So I got 106,800 items per hour, and on these two towers I had 96 layers. So that came up with 1,113 items per hour, and that is basically one layer. So that means that if you compare these two, this one gives 44% of the amount of this one gives. So one layer of this one gave 100%, of course, and this one gives 44%, one of these layers, and that means there's 66% less efficient, that one per layer, I mean. So I did the other way around, and if I say this one is 100%, then this one is 228%. So that means 128% faster. For the item per hour counter, I used Panda's design right here. It's made by Sarkan and Panda and Mary. So I just want to credit them because they made this happen, and they made this item counters too that I have counted the farms with. So if we go on here, I wanted to know how much dirt there was on each layer. So on this normal one that most people use, there is 654 farmland. And in my one, that's one chunk, and not all of that, because the villager will throw an item in the middle right there. You see this tunnel in the middle. So that means it was 241 farmland. So I wanted to know how much item per farmland. So one in each farmland in each layer, how much items it will give. So I have the average amount of item it gives and divide it by the amount of farmland there is in the farm. So that gave me 2.0207468888. So that basically means there is 2 items per hour per farmland. So if I look at inside the farmland, right here, if I just look at any farmland here, I say this one. This farmland will give 2 carrots per hour on this one, and this one the same, and this one, and all of them will give 2 carrots or whatever you use. So I did the same calculation on this one here that most of the people use. I don't know what to call it, but normal farming place for the villager. So this one gave me these results over here. So I took 1113 divided by 654. So that is the average amount of items it gives per hour and the amount of farmland inside the farm. So that basically gave me 1.7 items per hour per farmland in this one. So in each and every farmland, this one will give 1.7 items per this farmland per hour. This farmland will give 1.7 carrots. And in my one, it will give 2 carrots. So that's an percent of oh, I missed. I think I calculated wrong there. It's supposed to be 18% faster because it's 1.176, and you should average it up. So that means my one is actually 18% faster. That means you will get 18% more carrots than this one. So if this one will give 100% carrots, this one will give 118% carrots. So what's good about this one is that farmland is actually somewhat laddie if you have tons of it, and carrots on top too, because they grow and it like random tick speed. So that means if you want to build, if you take 10,000 dirt, let's say, and you build as many farms of this chunk one as possible, and do the same thing on this one, it will give 20,000 carrots per hour. With 10,000 dirt, it will give 20,000 items per hour. And that's carrots I calculated it with. It should be same percent with other beetroot and potato. But yeah. So if you build as many of these with 10,000 dirt, you will officially get less of these farms. You'll get, I don't know how many, but you will get less of this farm right here than you get of this, because there is less farmland in each layer. But you see here, this one will give 20,000 carrots per hour if you build it out of 10,000 dirt. And if you build this one out of 10,000 dirt, it will give 17,000 carrots per hour. So you just take the amount of dirt times the amount of items you will get per farmland. So that's 1.7 times 10,000, and that one is 10,000 times 2. So if you want to farm one of these farms, automatic farming stations, I would recommend you building this one, because it's less laggy, because each and every farmland will give more items per hour. So hopefully you understood what I meant with these two towers right here with the farms, and I hope that you will build this shunt one instead of this one, because it have many advantage. It is more efficient per farmland, so it gives less lag if you want the same amount of items per this one and this one. So, and the good part about this one, my shunt one, is that no villager will ever disappear, because it's inside one chunk, as you saw earlier. But this one have an percent that this villager could disappear, but it's very rare. But if you use it and loads it regularly, the villager will eventually disappear. But this one you will never need to repopulate or like place in another villager. It will automatically farm for you in forever. But this one will eventually break, so that's why I would recommend you to build this. Hopefully you liked the video as much as I did, and I actually like to do this calculation and see which farm is the best. So if you have any other ideas or farms that you would like to know the rates of and which one of these is better, just leave me a comment and I will see what I will come up with or something. Yeah. So hopefully you liked it. Leave a like if you did so, and don't forget to comment, and of course subscribe if you don't have already so. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.